Ladies and gentlemen, how's it going? Once again, your boy Nev from Nev's Tech, but today I want to talk about education, home ownership, and technology. Now, technology is supposed to make things cheaper. Technology's automation is supposed to make things easier. And at the same time, we have two big problems within Canada, I would say. And one of them is home ownership, and definitely another one of it is education. Education is more expensive than it's ever been before. The cost of education keeps going up. It keeps skyrocketing because universities, colleges, well, they want better things. The deans want better things. When I hear about the way that my father managed to get through school, versus the way that other people have to go to school, it kind of blows my mind. Things were so cheap back in the day. I have a friend whose father's a vet, very respectable guy. He doesn't lie, and his dad managed to get by living at home and managed to become a vet based solely off income, off a part-time job working in a department store in a flower shop. He managed to become a vet off that while living at home. You can't do that these days, ladies and gentlemen. You gotta get yourself into a little bit of that delicious indentured servitude. At least if you were in the States. Man, it's amazing. You can't get away from a school loan in the States, if through bankruptcy, through everything. That is indentured servitude. That's amazing. These schools are taking so much from us, and they're not giving enough in return. And now we're having issues where the schools have too much, and I don't come across this lightly, but too much of the humanities are taking over the biologies. I love the humanities. The humanities, we definitely need those. But the first thing I heard about the humanities was from a guy who was very progressive and was taking women's studies and feminism. And when he was in there, I know this guy. This is a real gentleman. This is a real chap. And if you looked at him, you'd say he'd be metrosexual. And he was discriminated against within the class. And this isn't one of those individuals that always scream discrimination. That was the first I ever heard about the humanities, and that kind of terrified me. And as time went on, I didn't really hear a lot better about the humanities. I don't know what kind of jobs you can get if you're in the humanities. I don't know how you can benefit. I don't know how you can benefit the universe within the humanities. What I see the humanities is doing what I see them as doing is, and please let me know if they're not, and there's a better way. But it seems like everyone who gets in the humanities just goes off to become a social justice warrior, and all of a sudden that makes them a good human being. But I'm here to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, simply being a social justice warrior and standing up for what you believe in is right doesn't automatically make you a good person. Like, imagine this. Imagine one of those diehard Christians at your school, one of the annoying Baptists, all of a sudden got in their head they needed to do whatever they could for Jesus and went around trying to get you all to convert to Christianity. You know that wouldn't work. You know that wouldn't work. Why is it that liberals hate Christians, but the conservatives hate Muslims and Jews? I'm not saying it has to be that way, but I'm saying at the extremes, let's face it, that seems to be the way it goes. Anyways, that's about right. Okay, so a bad liberal, a bad NDP, someone who's too far on the left is just as bad as a bad Christian. Because you know what, you're trying to do what's right, but you know what it comes to? Cancer. What we got to do is we have to change people's ideas. We definitely got to change people's idea within the court of opinion, and we have to do it without putting anybody down. And that's something that we seem to have lost as a generation. We can't have a debate without being emotional. We can't not throw mean things in there. We have a very difficult time having a conversation about how we fix practical and regular problems, but we can't, because we always got to hurt people's feelings. Anyways, I'm sorry, I'm getting like a million emails here. I really got to get a real phone. Or sorry, I got to get a real camera for this. Anyways, you would have thought that technology would have made this kind of stuff easier. I mean, you can do this stuff online. You can take all kinds of informational courses online from whoever you want. I have finished courses from the University of Michigan. online. I've never attended school. There's all kinds of classes you can take on school. There's so many classes. And YouTube, if you want to know anything from YouTube, especially if you're in tech, you can go on YouTube and find some Indian individual, a person in India, telling you how to do this basic stuff, and you know that he's not living as well as you. And then it comes down to that also. No matter how smart you are or how good you are, there's always an Asian who's smarter or better than you. So if we can, click them through the internet and get them to help us out. But seriously, there's a lot of information out there. Information. Okay, let's take colleges and universities back to the basics. They were super cheap. And universities were only a place for rich people to go to learn different languages. And just trust me, university was a lot different than what it is today. And what it should be different because of the advent of technology. But they've been keeping up really slowly. They haven't been keeping up. They definitely haven't. In fact, there's some people within university who are still within the age that if they weren't absolutely forced into it, they would know nothing about a PC. Individuals who, when they were my age, were using IBM compatible PCs. Anyways, let's move on to housing. What the hell is going on with housing prices? Christ, I know things were bad before. I know things were bad before for our parents when they had to pay this, that, or the other thing. But man, I can't, at this rate, I don't know if my children are ever going to be able to buy houses. The price is phenomenal, and since we have this big push to the left with social justice warriors, it's hard to say without sounding racist that there's too much foreign money within our country, but that's definitely something that's happening. We got a lot of people investing money over here because of the one thing that's really concerning is the price of property only goes up, and that shouldn't happen. With the way technology is going right now, I can get a TV for next to nothing, but the cost of a house seems to have stayed about the same. The price of the house seems to stay about the same. And I'd like to be able to get a better place for my family one day, but I have too many individuals out there who are looking over sheets of paper, seeing dollar signs, and then buying up houses. Well, a lot of these people looking at pieces of paper, seeing dollar signs, are kind of sucking up my ability to have a nice place for my family without being so crazy. I have to take all kinds of meds so that I can stay with the same stress level that I can handle this stuff. We're not all sent out into the world with cars and money and houses, ladies and gentlemen. Some of us actually have to start from the bottom. And a lot of people forget about that. A lot of people are sent out into the world with all kinds of money, free houses and free cars, and that's just it. And free education. Free education. Maybe that should be a thing. Maybe we should start changing our idea of who gives the best education and what is the best education. But seriously, technology should have changed these things, and they're not getting any better. So what's up, guys? What's up? That's it from me. Take care of each other, folks.